My name is Cora and welcome to Craftopia, where we are creating a safe space for artists and crafters of all ages and experience levels to learn, create, explore, and grow. I'd like to invite you to check out our website at www.crafttopiawa.com, where you can learn more about our organization and vision and see a list of upcoming classes. You can also follow us on social media at CrafttopiaWA. Now, pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let's get crafty.
Today we're going to be making some stained glass window hangings. If you're using a craft kit from Craftopia, then you already have everything that you should need to make one hanging. However, we do recommend using a pair of scissors if you have one handily available. Although this craft can be done without scissors, it will make it much easier in the long run. The basics of this craft are going to be using our pieces of tissue paper on this clear adhesive in order to get stained glass look appearance. So the first thing you're going to want to do is grab your frame and decide what shape and size you're going to want your stained glass hanging. Now you can really go to town with this and make any size or shape that you want. However, we've already pre-cut everything for you to be a 8x6 size. Now we're going to want to cut a hole in the middle of our frame in order to let our stained glass shine through. To do that, we're simply going to fold over our piece of paper and give a snip in order to make a nice hole for us to cut from. I don't recommend folding the paper and pressing it down, as then you'll end up with a crease on your final product, but you're certainly welcome to if that's easier for you. Again, you can make your frame and ultimately any shape or size that you want simply by cutting it. If you do decide to cut a different shape out of this, make sure that you are holding your piece of contact or clear adhesive to it so that your two pieces will line up together. But then you could cut out like a heart or a star or a circle or any other design that you want, keeping in mind that you'll then need to cut a smaller just out of your black frame so that you have an opening for your stained glass to shine through. It doesn't have to be perfect, and if you don't have scissors, you can actually do the same thing just by folding and tearing with your fingers. If you fold the paper along the edge where you want it to tear and then get it slightly wet by licking it or using a wet cloth, it'll actually tear for you pretty easy and you'll get a pretty decently straight line. Although ultimately, scissors are the easiest and fastest way to go. So we have our frame now that's going to be for our stained glass hanging. Once we're done, it's going to look like that with all of our pretty colors shining through. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set my frame down on the bottom for now. Now, this contact paper or clear adhesive is a little on the rolly side. So if you're noticing that yours is still having a tendency to turn like this, you've got a couple of options. You can set it down and put a heavy book on it, leave it for about 24 hours. That will help take care of some of the roll. You can roll it the other way for a little bit as well. Sometimes that will help relax the plastic adhesive on the other side, and leave it like this for 24 hours. Or you can simply cheat and do what I do. We're going to go ahead and peel the paper off of the plastic. So you've got two pieces here. You have your sticky clear and you have your paper. You're going to want your sticky clear facing you, so sticky side towards you. It will be a little staticky when you first pull it off, which might actually help it lay down nicely. Now, if you're really concerned, you can very carefully set it on top of where your frame is, and now you know when you're putting your pieces down what's going to shine through your frame. So now that I have those two stacked, sticky side is up, you're going to take your pieces of tissue paper and you're going to place them into that, making sure to leave this area where your black frame is, where covers your adhesive, clear of tissue paper. That way it'll stick to your frame when you're done. Now, how you put your piece of paper on there really is up to you, depending on how you want to decorate. You can pull pieces apart, you can pull shapes, you can use your scissors and cut special things if you want. You can mix and match colors. You have all different colors in your kit. So really just have fun, put your pieces on there, making sure that they adhere nicely. So while you can do a little bit of overlap between, I recommend not getting too overlappy because we want these pieces, this layer, to be as thin as possible so that the sun will shine through. Okay, so I finished covering my sheet of contact paper or clear adhesive. As you can see, I tried to get as close to the edges as I could and tried to get as many of the holes filled in as possible. That way it won't stick to anything. A really good way to tell if you did a good job there is just put your hand on it and see if you can feel any sticky spots. Oh, and see, I missed one right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little piece of white here and cover that up because I really don't want to leave any spots that's sticky. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So thankfully, if you mess up or if there's anything that you don't like, the adhesive that we send with you is a removable adhesive. So as long as you're really careful, you could peel that stuff up, but it's going to be really hard because the tissue paper is pretty delicate. So we're going to slide our frame from underneath, and now we're going to lay it right on top. Again, it is removable, so if you don't get it right on the first try, not the end of the world. You can always reposition. We're going to set it down. We're going to smoosh it all on there. If you have any places again that are sticky, you can still go back over them with little bits of tissue paper, but otherwise your stained glass is ready to go and be hung up in a window. And there we have it. Look how the sun just comes pouring through there, even though it's not all that sunny outside. It's pretty awesome. It's a fabulous stained glass sun catcher. I hope you enjoyed.
We hope you had a good time crafting with us today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below this video or send us an email at info@crafttopiawa.com. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future crafty goodness. Until next time.